Immigration, if the concept of people coming over to this country illegally and abusing our children, if that doesn't make your blood boil, mate, you're not a real man. There's something terribly wrong. Now, knowing me, for the fact, if I was in that country, right, I'd be sat around the table with the lads saying, how can we get to the UK, lad? I mean, how can we get one of these boats, mate? We're out of here, mate. You know, swerve this. So I'm not going to go too much into what should be done and what shouldn't be done. But if it's not making your blood boil, the thought that there's people coming over into this country, okay, and abusing our children, mate, okay, there's something seriously wrong with you, lad. You know, I'm not stupid. I understand us Brits tap, lad. I know I know the white British men are out there fiddling kids all over the gaff, mate. Okay, I'm fully convinced, right? If you have gone through the school system and you've been brought up on English roads, okay, I am fully convinced you know what's right and what's wrong. You know, we've got some kind of social construct at this point where you know what's right, you know what's wrong. You know you don't mess around with the children. You know that, like we know. And if British people out there do want to go and tap into these areas of life, they know it's wrong, okay, fine. So at least with English predators, they know what's right and what's wrong, and they've gone through the thought process in their head and they've decided to commit these flipping vile acts knowing it's wrong and knowing the consequences. Okay, but I know for a fact there's people coming over into this country that haven't been brought up with this kind of mentality and social structure, mate, and they think it's okay to do the things that they're doing. And mate, I truly believe a lot of these people are just oblivious to the fact that this can't happen and it's wrong, lad. Do you know what I'm saying? And if that does not make your blood boil, mate, there's something wrong with your mind, lad. Forget about the boats, forget about all that, mate. And someone needs to put signs on these beaches. Lads, you can't flipping mess with our kids, lad. Don't think you can come here messing with our kid. They think it's all right. I'm not speaking for the majority of these immigrants. I really just don't even care. Something that is tapping into my primal Viking nature, lad. You don't come here, mate, thinking it's okay to interfere with our women. I know for the fact their minds work differently. If you are a woman, right, get your head around this. If you are a woman, if you go to certain countries in this world dressed in a dress, in the kind of clobber you're wearing in England, in a pair of see-through grey leggings, bro, you're getting dragged off the streets instantly. You need to understand there's places in this life that women can't go to. You can't go to dressed the same way you dress in England. So you need to get your head into the understand in your mind there are completely different mentalities and beliefs and social systems in this world, in other countries, where you would not last 5 seconds, where your daughter would not get away with going out dressed in what they're dressed in at the minute, okay? And a lot of these people are coming to England with these same mentalities. It doesn't fade away in the water. Get your head around this, mate. So they're coming here, mate, like it's just a flipping Disneyland. They don't come here and they go, oh, we're gonna have to be on their best behavior, because a lot of these people do not know how to be on their best behavior. They don't know what we know. They've not been brought up through our system, and they don't know what's right and what's wrong. And it does not help what the women are wearing. It doesn't help that you're all slags. Please understand that I'm not hating on women, but as men, we've got a flipping job to do to protect the women and the children, mate. Tap in to your primal mentality, mate. I don't care if these women are slags. I don't care if they're toxic. I don't care about the current state of our women in this conversation that I'm having now. There are women, lad. There are women. There are women. And we've got a job as men to protect them. I don't care what state they're in, mate. You know, I pray there's a shift. I know there's a shift happening in the world, mate, when men are turned to God and the women are going to fall in line and be able to submit to the husbands, and happy days, mate. We're all out here breaking generational curses together, mate. Yeah, there'll be a flipping sign on that beach: do not touch our daughters, do not touch our sons, or it's peak. As much as I'm saying this now, what are you going to do? Start going out there with pitchforks and forks and just start stabbing people up before they've even done anything? You can't, lad. So what can you do? I'll tell you what you can do. You can pray for you and your family and look after your own, look after the immediate people around you, okay? That's all you can do right now. Or what? Let's all get together and flipping start a riot and start wiping people out. No, because I know for a fact not all immigrants are flipping, you know what I mean, mate? I'm going to tell you straight now, I'm not sure about the current state what I'm in now, but flipping 3 years ago, mate, if I was living over there, right, I'd be like, come on, lads, let's get on one of these flipping dinghies and get over there, mate. Right, but they're coming over and looking at the women, because the women are just flipping so out of control because of the men, because the men are not falling in line with God, lad. Do you know what I mean? You've got women wearing, lad, do you know what I'm saying? I'm not arsed, I'll say it, mate. Your flipping daughters are going out there wearing skimpy outfits, mate. Your daughters are going out there wearing see-through clothing, mate. Okay, and these people, without this kind of belief in their head, you know what I mean? These people not knowing what's right and what's wrong, bro, because of the morals they live by in their country, mate. They're preying on the young girls, lad, and it's flipping heartbreaking, mate. People are getting, oh, lad, what, mate? Anyone agree with me now? Has anyone got this mentality where it's like, if you're coming after our kids, mate, you're getting it? Do you know what I'm saying? But that doesn't mean, what does it mean, lad? You know, we can't go out there just flipping, taking heads off for no reason. Do you know what I'm saying? So all I can say today is, this is where I'm up to with this. And I do think about this a lot. You look after your missus, you look after your kids, you look after the people on your street, mate, right? And you don't tolerate the bullshit. If you even get any kind of inclination that there's something wrong, right, with the people around you, bro, you put it on them, okay? Now, I'm not saying let's all go out there and get flipping arrested. I'm not saying lose your life. I'm not saying flipping put your whole life at risk, bro. But I'll tell you now, mate, there's no better cause than flipping dying for the children of this country, mate. Oh, mate. If you've got to do 10 years and forgive me, Lord, I don't even know if this is the right thing to say, but let's just let's just imagine, you know, you do flipping 5 years in jail to save a child, mate. That's a flipping green tick to me, mate. Do you know what I'm saying? You know, you've done the right thing, mate. You know, you need to be prepared to die for the right cause in this life, and I'm telling you now, mate. Do you know what I'm saying, lad? So, I don't have the answers, but this is just my thought process on the whole thing. Well, I do have the answer. You pray, you look after your family, and you pray for protection. You pray for protection. You pray for protection. Right. Hey, look, listen, mate, flipping it. If this country was going to shit, and there was a spot for me in Spain to go and live a new life in Spain, okay, I'd go and move to Spain, lad. And what are these Spanish people going to think, flipping at me? Are the Spanish happy about the English coming over? Don't know, lad. Look at flipping Benidorm. If I was a flipping Spanish local, mate, oh, what the flipping heck are these kids? Do you know what I'm saying? Hey, look, listen, it is what it is. Let's flipping own it, mate. You know, we're the right nuisance. Us flipping English lads, mate. You know what I mean? Imagine that, mate, imagine that, mate, living in Spain on a certain time of year, flipping planes full of tits. A big plane full of flipping knobheads come over to flipping puke up all over city and flipping try and pull off flipping Spanish sexy women and stuff, you know what I'm saying, lad? Right. So it is what it is. You got to look at it from all different angles. But yeah, I think we really do need to tap into a part of our brain which a lot of people have unlearned along the way, and it's like, hang on, right? We need to be prepared to flipping die for the protection of our children, mate. Okay. And how are we going to do it? Well, first of all, let's just pray and speak to God first. Okay, we can't go out there flipping starting fights with people that have not done anything wrong yet. Do you know what I'm saying? And English people are horrific, lad. And you know what I'm saying, mate? So let's just not paint everyone with the same brush, but let's understand that there are people coming over to this country with a completely different mentality that have got no idea. Do you know what I mean? We know as English men, we don't go and flipping flirt with 16, 17, 15-year-olds. Do you know what I mean? You know, I'll just be straight, mate. A 17-year-old girl is beautiful. Oh my God. Oh my God. Pedo, lad. Lad. Right. If you can't look at a 17-year-old fully formed woman and not admit she's beautiful, lad, you know, you're living a lie, mate. We know that there's an age limit that's off limits, not because we should find them repulsive, but because, bro, they're naive, they're young, they're not fully formed, and they're easily taken advantage of, easily led, easily manipulated, all the rest of it. So we know, lad, we've got a flipping social structure in place to protect the kids, that these people, lad, have not, you know, coming from places where that's not even a thing, lad. And I'm telling you, bro, what lads, places that get flooded with immigrants go to shit, mate, and women get, so what, lad? Look at France. France is a mess, mate. France is a flipping mess, mate. What are you gonna do, mate? What are you gonna do? Just let that sink in anyway.